Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome to the edition of Texas. Alright, we got what's going on today. First things first, we got a harvest going on. No, I didn't want to go to that truck. Why did I do that? We got the combine rolling here today again. We're going to finish up this field at this episode, I figured. Mainly because I don't know, I just didn't play off camera much. Actually, that's not true. Not true technically. I did play a little bit off camera, but on a different map, so. Alright, so let's get this guy set up as well. Have him running on Courseplay again. Should be the same one. Perfect. Does it keep this now? No. I was wondering if maybe it would actually keep that now, but I guess it doesn't. That's strange. Alright, select manually. This is good. Set him on his way. And let's continue harvesting. So, let's fire up the GPS mod. And looks like we're good. Bring up the information. Bam. I love how you can do that. Also helps if you turn it on, apparently. There we go. Alright, so that guy's going to do his thing over there, I imagine. And we're going to do our thing. So, going to read a couple comments from the previous episode here. Actually, I guess it would be the very first episode that's gone live, I suppose. I guess that's what it would be. Alright, let's see what we got here. A lot of people happy to see that Texas was the map that we chose in the end. Let's request a driver here. Or else we are not going to get anybody. Well, we're not going to get him to come by. Alright, what do we got? A lot of people saying they really like the fact that the Texas was the map that we chose in the end. Will Schmidt, he says, I heart Texas. Well, he basically said I open bracket 3 Texas, but basically what it means is he's trying to say he loves Texas. I've never been to Texas. I don't know much about Texas, to be honest with you, but as far as I know, it is a somewhat nice place. I don't know. I can't really make a judgment call. I've heard good things about it for the most part. Not everything's good, not everything's bad. No, most places like that are like that in the world. Can't expect everything to be good, so oops. Let's get this lined up a bit better. There we go. Now that other guy should be rolling around here in a second. We'll be able to get him coming back here. Chad, he says he was watching me on a stream last night. I did a little bit of a couple hour stream, which is long for me, I guess, because I don't normally stream. It was a lot of fun. I had a few people pop in there. I had Moman. He stopped by. Hello, Moman. Mo-man, I should say. Chad, he stopped by as well. Hello again, Chad. And who else do I have stopped by? Mr. Van Bruggen stopped by as well. Hello, Mr. Van Bruggen, once again. Always a pleasure to have you leave comments and whatnot. So, where's that tractor? Is he stuck somewhere? Just taking his time. Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. It was the first time I've streamed in quite a long time. I've been, I was fiddling around with the settings and whatnot of OBS, Open Broadcast Software, because you're able to stream with Open Broadcast Software. So all you need to do is just switch the settings out for the appropriate ones for streaming. Is he stuck somewhere or just taking his time? He is just taking his time. Okay. Yeah, so it was actually kind of interesting to see how things worked out. I was trying out a bot. Essentially, it's called MooBot, and basically allows you to be notified when people followed and stuff like that. So. It's kind of cool. I also was able to chat with a few people, so a couple of people just happened to see my tweet earlier, I guess earlier in the day, and then they stopped by because I tweeted it out. It's kind of cool. Didn't expect many people to come show up, but it was kind of like, it was just a short kind of, I called it a stealth stream, because I really wasn't intending on streaming. I just happened to come across, I just happened to be messing around. Oh, really? Come on. I just happened to be messing around with OBS and streaming and whatnot. I've been watching a lot of Twitch lately, so I just like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll do a little stream and just test the waters for myself a little bit. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's not something I do often, just because I find streaming for a long time. Well, streaming for a long time for me, I don't find particularly easy for whatever reason. I like to move around a lot too much, I guess. But it was I had fun regardless as to whether regardless, as what the heck am I trying to say? I had fun in either case, basically. It was fun. It was just because one of those things I don't do very often, and got to chit chat. Some people were asking some questions. I know Mo Man was asking me some few questions about the BGA extension there. And let me just stop the driver here for a second. Yeah, he was asking some questions about the BGA extension, which was kind of cool because some of you may have questions about it. And it was just an easy way of kind of explaining kind of the reason why I was doing a few things. Because he wasn't exactly sure as to the reasons why. But I was able to answer his questions, luckily, or as best as I could. I'm not an expert by a long shot on the BGA extension, but it was fun. Oh, that's interesting. Did you guys see that? He just kind of cut straight in here and went forward. That never happened before. Usually, what used to happen is before they would have to go all the way back and then come around, but he just kind of went straight for the combine. That's interesting. That's really cool, though. I hope Upside Down is able to figure out something for the... Let's just get the last little bit there. I hope he's able to figure something out about other vehicles' noise as well. So, like when you're driving a tractor and you're inside, you have the indoor sound, of course, set up. Or you have indoor sound, but it only affects when you're in your combine, like this, for example. But I can still hear the other tractor at 100%. So that'd be something nice if they were to fix that. Or if he were to fix that. I don't know if it's possible or not, though. I have a feeling it's not, so... Oh, well. Joey asks, where can I download this map? I added a map download link for all of the... for the map itself, so you should be able to find that in the description. Unfortunately, I couldn't reply to your comment directly, so... That's the reason why I was able to do that. What else we got here? Matt says it's almost like a multiplayer map. Yeah, you're right, Matt. It's because it is such a big map, it is almost as if it is a multiplayer. And it could easily be a nice multiplayer map because it's so vast. Jayhawk Fever says I have the he notices that I have the full vehicle switcher mod now. This is true. I do have the full vehicle switcher mod. It's fantastic. Definitely one of my favorite mods. Vehicle switcher, Courseplay, GPS mod, they're all pretty solid. And the soil mod as well, too. Whenever that comes out. As I mentioned before, that is not coming out for a bit. Primarily because the information hasn't been released yet, which is understandable. Like, could you imagine? It would be like basically trying to... it would be like trying to assemble something from IKEA without the instructions. Maybe not IKEA, but somewhere else. Because IKEA, of course, they tend to have... I don't know. I don't buy anything from IKEA, personally. But as far as I know, they have some good things, and but some not good things as well from IKEA, so... I think it really depends on what particularly you're buying, so... 49,000 or 43,000. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, it really depends on what you're buying. Farming in the West says he loves the new map. And he says something. Oh, he's dying for this soil mod to be released. Yeah, I agree. It definitely adds another layer to the game. So when that soil mod is released, that'll be really slick. Not sure when it's going to be released, as I mentioned. So I hope it's soon, but I can't guarantee these things. So we shall see indeed about that. GTM559, he says, hi. Did you see the new mod from Upside Down? I did indeed, and he's referring to the Bale extension mod, which is fantastic. And I did notice that the building we have is fine for it's fine for Bale. I wasn't sure if it was going to be good or not, but luckily it actually is, which is good for us. So it makes our lives a bit easier. Don't have to worry so much about the rain and whatnot on there, because that was going to be one of the problems, or might have been one of the problems. It's hard to determine whether it would have been, like, it's hard to say whether it would be a problem or not, but just because I wasn't sure whether it was going to have a collidable roof or not. So, alright. Get this guy lined up. Oh, he's already on his way. Perfect. Put the pipe out. I'm surprised you don't hear the pipe going out, though. Like, that seems like something you would hear, but I guess not. I guess it depends on which mod you're using, I suppose. Some mods, I'm sure it's more audible than other ones. Josh says he saw my comments on Landy Kid's video, and he clicked my name and noticed that I made YouTube videos. Yes, indeed, I do make YouTube videos. Josh. I know Landy Kid actually makes a trek over to Canada quite often because I believe his girlfriend lives in Canada, so... For those who don't know, Landy Kid is another guy who does Let's Plays on Farm Sim. Plays a few other games too. I think he does Spin Tires, and he does some real-life stuff as well. I know he's visited Bill T. Max, I think his name is, out in Ontario. Well, out in Ontario, here in Ontario, and they went to a Steam show a while ago, which was kind of cool. He did a little video on that. Craig asks, where do I get the normal version of Courseplay? Unfortunately, Craig, as I mentioned in the comment, there is no normal version of Courseplay as of yet. Right now, they're only the developer version. As of right now, basically, as I'm recording this, there's only a developer version of Courseplay out. And they're constantly making changes to it in order to improve it, to make it more awesome. It's funny, apparently there's a Lego movie. Well, there's more than one Lego movie, but the Lego, I don't know which one it is specifically, but the Lego movie, I guess it's called. There's a part in that movie where they sing some song about awesome. I was watching Caravan 76 the other day there, and it was his Minecraft Pixelmon. I don't know, I used to play Pokemon way back in the day, and it's cool that they have that kind of feature, like Pokemon for Minecraft. I think that's really cool. And it adds like a whole other, like, I don't know, mini game, I guess would be the way I would describe it, because it's Minecraft, but with the added feature of the Pokemon and whatnot, which is really cool because what it does is you have to collect Pokemon like you would in the video game. So I think it's really cool. Anyways, his daughter, he records with his daughter in the video, and she kept saying, "This is awesome." I guess that's a song. Everything is awesome, I guess, something like that in the Lego movie, so made me think of that. Cake Man does MC. He says, this map is too flat. Yep, it could be too flat for some people, I understand that. It's definitely not going to be for everybody. However, as I mentioned, it is definitely a map which you guys voted for, so here we are. And as I mentioned in a couple other videos, I might do like a double series, so like one episode on this map, one episode on a different map. We'll see. I haven't found any maps that have really taken my fancy yet. Meadow Creek Lanes Farm was the other map that seemed alright, but as of right now, most other maps that have come out have been okay. I was actually looking at a new version of Westbridge Hills, which was pretty cool. It's a Westbridge Hills new design or something like that, and it actually has pigs and beef cows on it, and it had you had to sell your own milk, I think, as well, and a couple other things. It was pretty cool. It sounded cool, at least. They actually adjusted the map quite a bit to make it different. So I haven't actually been in the game yet to see it, but from what I saw in the pictures and the screenshots, it actually looks pretty solid. Alright. Let's put the pipe out here. Yeah, it looks pretty solid. I was delightfully surprised by that. So we shall see how it actually ends up. I'm not sure, because a lot of the times you kind of, it's hard to determine, well, for me, I find it's hard to determine whether or not it's going to be a good video or not, basically, or a good map. I was looking at the comments and someone said video, that's why it came to mind. Alright, got a couple new comments here as well. I'm the Farmer Game Boy. I think his name's Andy. He says, I saw soybeans and oats on American Eco Modding, but it's converted maps. And he says 9 kilometers an hour is the fastest you can harvest at. It's probably true. I don't know if I'm not sure if he means in real life or if he means in the game, but in the game, 9 kilometers is the limit. It seems like. Oh, he must be full. I'll leave the pipe out. Scribbles says another great video, Ian. A couple of things. Apparently, check out FSUK and search Courseplay Updater. It was built for FS13, but you can change it to work with FS13 and run it each time before. Oh, it gives you the current build. Oh, the current. Apparently, I have an old version of Courseplay. I have a 2.30, but there is a 2.48 version already, with a lot of changes since the current build. Apparently, I found the 4-wheel drive button in Courseplay. Differential lock will only come if the tractor gets stuck. Oh, that's kind of cool. Lots of little things, I guess. Then they added. That's nifty. I'll have to check out. I only have 2.3, and so far I've been happy with the performance. That's why I haven't changed, I guess. But apparently there are a few other little additions to 3.38. I think he said 4.8. I totally expected there to be a new version. It's like they're always upgrading Courseplay with new things, so I'm not surprised at all that there's a new version of Courseplay out already. But I'll have to check that little mod you referred to, a Courseplay updater. It's only due to development versions, I guess. So the only problem, I think he said it only checks. I don't think it downloads. So we'll have to double check. Alright, here. If we have any other comments on the video, let me just double check here. I think that's it for now. Yeah, it seems to be it for now. Alright. Almost done the field, which is good. Picked up a couple new mods. Let me just see. Vaderstadt, I suppose, is on sale still. It is indeed. No new tractors. No trucks. Picked up the Joskin. This is tippers usage. Tippers and trailers are used to transport the harvest. Okay, that's true. Very true. So this one is carries. This is the same one from FS13. It carries beef, pigs, I think, as well. No, I thought I picked up one other one. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's not visible. Nope. Nope. Maybe it's in here. Okay, it's in miscellaneous. So I picked the water and milk trailer because I was looking at some other maps just to mess around on off camera. One of them had required water and milk to give water to your animals and also to take milk to them, but there was one other one. Where is it? Maybe it's not on here. Or maybe I didn't add it. I can't remember. Anyways, it was a stop milk sale. So basically, there was a mod in FS 2013 that basically said stop selling the milk, essentially, and then it would allow you to manually sell the milk. And that's basically what that trailer is that milk and water trailer is originally for, was to use it to sell your milk yourself. I don't know, I never got into that. I never liked selling milk for whatever reason, so I don't know why. But there's quite a few maps out there that have the capability. Like, I know, what was it? It was the old family farm had the same capability. You could sell your own milk if you wanted to. I don't know why. It was literally, I should have done it really, but it was just such a small map that it would have made a lot of sense to do it, but for whatever reason, just never got around to it. Let's request a driver here. He's probably on his way back anyways. Alright. Yeah, so going back to the streaming on Twitch, I mentioned this before, and I might try to stream like once a week or something like that, just so I can have some live interaction with you guys. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. I did it for a little while. I streamed like every Saturday, I think it was, at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. my time in the morning. I did it for a while there, and it was fun actually. I had a good time. I don't know why I didn't continue doing it. I must have just been because I didn't. I don't know. It just wasn't for me, I guess. But if I do shorter streams, it won't be too bad. Like I know I would not be able to do like a 24-hour stream. I would definitely lose my voice in 24 hours. I guess I talk too much, or the way I talk, I don't know. One way or another. Alright, 96%. Where are you, buddy? Oh, he's on his way back now. 75,000 liters. So, is that going to be enough? Oops. 75,000 liters. Is that going to be enough to get a mower? Because we already have the baler and the auto stacker, so we basically just need a mower and a... No, we will need a windrower as well. That's 17 grand. And we'll also need a tedder, which is 10. So we need our 27 on top of 60, I think. I don't know. I'm not used to playing on normal, so I'm not exactly sure how much... we will actually get from this. So, I don't know. We'll find out in a second. We'll see how much money we actually get, because after he takes this load out, we'll probably have, well, once that trailer's full, I should say, we'll have almost enough for to sell a full load. We'll see what we get. We only have like a few passes left, so we'll see. We should have enough to get all the equipment, but I'm not certain, so we'll have to see. Here we go. Perfect. There actually is a new version of this Massey Ferguson out. I don't know what the differences are, honestly. I didn't really check. I think actually, no, I did check. I just don't remember what they are off the top of my head. But the problem is if I update, it may change a couple other things. A couple of the changes I made to it, so... Or maybe they fix those changes, I have no idea. It's possible either way. Either they'll fix some things or they'll ruin some things, I don't know for sure. Right here. Almost done. What do we got? 3 passes yet left, I think. I think what we'll do is we'll finish off this field and then we'll call it an episode, I think. See how it goes. Pipe in here. Perfect. Soybeans are so strange. One of the really crazy things that happens with soybeans when you're harvesting them is that you actually get like black dust all over your combine, because like canola. I don't know why. Am I saying soybeans? I'm sorry. I mean canola. Don't know why. Must have been Andy talking about soybeans and oats. Anyways, yeah, it's kind of funny because what happens with canola is actually black. You can't see it anymore, but it's like a black seed, essentially a really small seed. And if it's dusty outside, which tends to be when you're harvesting, you get like black dust all over your combine. So when I was riding with a guy in a combine a while back, he actually had to get out of the combine briefly and wipe the window clean, basically, because this wasn't doing the windshield wiper wasn't doing a good enough job. So he actually had to go out and take a rag and basically wipe off the inside of the combine. It was crazy. On the outside, I should say, on the inside. But I was really surprised by that, actually. I don't know how it managed to work out like that, but it did. Ah, well. Alright. It's funny, I was reading an article yesterday, I guess. And in the article they were talking about this 2 people actually won an award. Or not an award. They got like a bursary, I guess you might call it. Or a monetary, like some sort of amount of money for doing something. Anyways, it was a family who owned an organic farm, essentially. And apparently this organic farm is off the grid, so usually that means they don't have energy attached to them. So, but they produce their own energy via solar. So I guess that's cool. But anyways, the funny thing is they actually don't I don't know what they do with the solar energy, but all I know is that they use the solar energy to create ice, essentially. Because what they actually got the award for was a root cellar, which is kind of like an old thing you don't see very often anymore. Root cellars used to be very common back in the day, and of course a root cellar basically is where you'd put all your root vegetables. For example, sugar beets, I suppose, would be stored there. Or, well, potatoes definitely would be stored there, carrots, anything basically that is grown in the ground, as far as I know. I'm not an expert on root cellars, that's for sure, but that's what they used to be used for as far as I know, so it was pretty cool actually, because what they did basically is they created like a bunker essentially underground. So because they're off the grid, they can't supply it with energy constantly, or enough energy constantly in order to keep it cool. So what they did is they use the solar energy, as I mentioned, to create ice for their root cellar, basically, to keep it cool in the summer. But basically what it is like, think of it this way, if I don't think I have any buildings I even looked at right. Let's just see here. No. I guess this is the closest shape. So it kind of looks like this. So it has that kind of dome on the top, and then it was concrete on the sides, each side. And basically, it was underground, and they put dirt on top of it. And I think they said they can store in their root cellar now 70,000 tons of vegetables, which is just insane. But they were like a market garden, apparently. I didn't go into too much detail as to what their particular, what they did, other than just it was a market garden. So I guess they did a CSA or something like that. But anyways, they won $5,000 for this design because it's like it's not a new thing, but they improved upon it. And apparently their vegetables stay good all year round now, which is awesome. So I know my in-laws, for example, they have like a root cellar type scenario, but basically it's like it's an insulated building basically where they store their potatoes over the winter, and it's climate controlled. So same idea, just more advanced, I guess. But they won $5,000 for that, and I was like, okay, cool. I never would have expected them to win $5,000 for that, but I guess because it was an innovative design, that was the reason why they won it. I guess it was for innovation. Let's send this guy. I don't know how full he is, but he looks kind of full. I love that you can do the Courseplay. So the cool thing about that is the fact that now I can sit here and harvest, and I don't have to unload, because I'm terrible at unloading, but I like harvesting, so I don't mind letting Courseplay do the harvesting. And also this way, it's easier to control where the tractor comes in. So for example, if I don't want him to drive on the crops, he won't, because I can actually request the driver or stop the driver and whatnot. So I don't know. That's my personal preference, at least, though. If I have the choice, I'd like to combine over to unload, because I'm not good at unloading. Well, I guess if you use cruise control, it's not so bad, but I've had good days and I have had bad days with cruise control. Let's just say that, because cruise control, it's fine, but I end up having to use cruise control to keep it on at the right speed, and then use the GPS mod to keep it straight. Because often what happens is I'll swerve back and forth. I do the same thing when I walk in real life, apparently. My girlfriend hates it. We'll be walking like side by side down the street, and apparently I'll end up walking into her often, and she hates it. But I don't know. Just one of those strange things. It makes me laugh, though. So what ends up happening is she'll grab my arms and make sure I stay straight, basically. It's kind of funny. Oh well. What do we got? 2 passes left, I think. It'll be nice once we actually have a couple fields. I think, I don't know how much field is it? Field 7. Imagine field 7's pretty expensive. Because I remember looking at all the field prices and it was not cheap. It was like, whoa, 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 whoa. It was not cheap. Let's just take a quick little peek here. Open field 7. Let's just check that. Field 7's $500,000. Yeah. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon. It'd be nice if it did, but well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Because we are playing a normal, I have to keep that in mind, because the prices. So for example, that's what I would get less than that normally in hard, and that's what I'll get here. So I'll probably make a good chunk of change. If we have 1,000 liters at least, though. I'm not sure. We're probably pretty close to it. Yeah. So after I finish this last last little bit here, we should be over 100,000 liters, and that'll give us over $100,000, I guess, if my math is correct. Also, it looks like they adjusted fuel usage a little bit. Like, this has been... We've done 2 harvests with this now, and we're at 1,200 liters. I think you would honestly probably use more than that. Maybe not. It's really hard. I'm not sure. It's really hard to say whether they actually adjusted that or not. I didn't see it in the patch notes, but they may have adjusted it in order to use a bit more. Who knows? Alright, here. Coming up on the last pass. I do like this combine, actually. I'm not a big fan of yellow specifically. I don't mind orange. I don't think there's any orange combines that I know of. Class is green and white. John Deere's green. New Holland's yellow. Case, of course, is red. New Holland, nope. Dutes is green as well. Bison, maybe, or some random brands probably. I don't know any of them. There might be a Dutch company that has orange. Who knows? I know Caravera 76 loves orange. I like the color orange. I love carrots. They're orange, so can't go wrong with carrots. That's for sure. It's funny, I had this random thought this morning. I don't ever expect this to happen, but should I ever get partnered with Twitch, which would be a long shot, if I'm honest, I would probably make people's emblems carrots or something ridiculous like that. Just because I like carrots. They actually, in 2013, they actually did have, did have the possibility of harvesting carrots, which is kind of cool. But it looked really terrible, to be honest. That's one thing I wish Giants would do, would take the lead and like add some fruits standard, because it would be really nice. But so far I haven't seen. They don't appear to want to do something like that. They don't seem to want to add additional fruits or crops to the maps. I'm not certain why. I don't think it'd be difficult. Maybe it would be. I don't know. But they released the IT Render Pack, the new DLC, which is kind of, I was surprised they actually released that DLC so quickly. For those who are wondering, no, I did not buy it. I have not. I don't have it at all. I never use hook lift packs, so I don't know if I will buy it. I might if it comes on sale, I'll be honest. More to support Giants than anything else, but I don't know, I just don't use hook lift packs. Even in 2013, when I had the possibility of using them all the time, I just never went out of my way to use it. Like, there are, like, for logging, I suppose it would be good, because you can put the logs on it and just leave it there and go do something else. That makes sense. Like, if you're doing a multiplayer server, that would make sense. No. Don't stop there. $130 liters. Go, get out of here. Alright, nice. Let's select the head, unfold it, lower it down, detach. Let's hold up the combine here. One thing I really like about the patch. Oops. One thing I really like about the patch is the fact that they added the ability to. I don't know why I went in here to do this. Doesn't really. I can't really see anything. Anyways, one thing I really like what they did about the patch is they added the ability to adjust how fast your equipment gets dirty. Because before it was like there was no point basically in washing your equipment because it just got dirty so often. But now that they added that feature, it's really slick. That's a random piece of grass there. I thought I took the grass out, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I added it by accident. It's possible as well. Alright, folks. That's it for me for today, I think. I'll have to come back next episode and seed this field, I guess. Actually, no, we should do. We'll probably do a little bit of trucking next episode, or at least one load, because we only have one field. So we'll do a little bit of trucking and sell that canola and see. Yeah, we're just over 100,000 liters, so that's good. We should be able to get all the equipment we need for making some hay, and I think we'll use this field right here for making hay, I think. Although, we probably could get away with using field number 7, even though we don't own it. Just because it's grass, and I'm sure people around the area want the grass mown. Anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson, spelt with an I, not an L. And I will catch you guys later.